Good morning, it's Kelly Scott here on BBC Radio Newcastle. Now, 12 men from Houghton Spring will attempt to carry a Nissan Juke 7 miles in memory of their friend from the gym. Now, this monster challenge started just outside the Nissan plant in Washington and was due to finish up at Evolution Fitness in Houghton. That's where 59-year-old Chris Mordey used to train. He passed away last month, 7 weeks after being diagnosed with cancer. And the funds raised from the car carry will go to St Benedict's Hospice, who looked after him. Andy Watson went to see the car earlier this week and to chat with Chris's next of kin, Kevin and Val.
Chris, well, I knew him for 20 years. He was a gentle giant of the area. He was just a very, very kind and gentle fella. And a good friend. He used to come to my home every day to see me, and he was just a good guy, all-round guy.
Yeah, well liked by everyone in the area. Always a smile on his face.
Very well known, very well liked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, lovely man.
And what do you think he would have made of this challenge?
He would have been absolutely thrilled.
Absolutely thrilled.
Wouldn't he?
He had this connection with the gym, Evolution Fitness, and he looked upon it like a family. He'd never been married, you know, he was a single chap, and he looked upon the gym as his family. And of course, us as his family as well.
Yeah, he was very welcome there. He didn't join till he was a little bit older in life, and I think he felt safe, comfortable, looked after him, and he made a lot of good friends there. He did.
I don't think they realise the sort of effort that's going to have to go into this. Just watching the strong guys here lift that car, it seems like an immense task. But honestly, he would be absolutely over the moon that people felt that much about him, which he didn't realise that they would do something like this.
And we're now joined by Mickey Duncan. He's one of the lads who carried the car. Let's find out how they got on. Good morning, Mickey. Thank you so much for joining me.
Hi, good morning. Thank you.
Oh, I've got to ask the main question. How are your hands at the minute, Mickey?
Yeah, I think the general consensus from the full team is that we're all a bit sore. We're definitely in pain today.
I was going to say, a bit sore.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we took it in turns, so it wasn't that we're individually carried it for the 7 mile, but obviously we all covered the distance and we all took our fair share in carrying. So, yeah, certainly aches and pains today.
I imagine. And how did the day go? How did you find it?
Yesterday was our training day as well as our live event because of obviously getting the team together at one point and obviously the distance and needing to carry the car. So the first half for sure was definitely a learning curve. And yeah, I certainly agree with Kevin's comments from the voice clip there that we didn't realise how much of a task it was going to be. It was certainly a lot harder than we anticipated. More so for things like kind of the differences in people's height, footstep and kind of fitness levels, I suppose. So the continuous rotation, although give us a bit of a break, also kind of was a bit of a hindrance as well.
I imagine when you have the break then and you know you've got to go back to it, that must be so difficult.
Yeah, in a way, but we were quite... we played it in a way where if there was a few of the team that had a little bit more energy or a little bit more strength to give, they kind of stepped up to the bar and chipped in a little bit more. The people that found it a little bit more difficult had extended rest. We did have a team member that came along to help with collection and obviously she covered the distance with us but didn't take part in the carrying. So we used everybody's skills at the team's advantage. And
it's such a massive undertaking. Mickey, where did this idea originally come from?
Well, we decided we were going to do a charity event for the hospice in memory of Chris in the first instance. But we just felt like a normal kind of coffee and cake morning wasn't going to cut the mustard and we wanted to do something a little bit different. We had bought the Duke in to use for the gym and that was kind of going through, or the purchase of that was going through at the time we were considering doing something for Chris and the idea kind of fell into place for us.
And you used to go to the gym together, didn't you, with Chris?
So I work in the gym. I own the gym, which is Evolution Fitness in Houghton, and Chris was one of our early morning regulars. So he was in pretty much kind of 6:30. It was pretty much time you watch by him every weekday morning. He joined our gym kind of 2 years ago. I think he racked up about 400 visits over that time. He joined by himself and ended up with a group of friends that he'd go out for coffee with and whatever as well. So he was quite a popular character in the early mornings.
And you can tell he must have been popular as well with so many people wanting to get involved with carrying the car with you as well. Was it quite easy to get a team together?
Yeah, we've got a good group in there, and that's across the board. We've genuinely got a really good kind of group of members. Some of the members from yesterday, they were all gym members. Some knew Chris directly, some didn't. But everybody was quite keen to put their hand up and chip in and do their little bit in Chris's memory.
And how long all in all did it take you to complete it all? Because, I mean, I can't imagine how heavy it must have been. Did you do it faster or slower than you imagined you were going to do it?
We gave ourselves 4 hours, which I thought was probably a bit too much time. I thought we would have completed it under that time. Unfortunately, on the day, and especially the kind of teething problems the first couple of miles, meant that we did fall behind and we didn't really recover from that. So it took us 5.5 hours. But in the bigger picture, I think that's really good. And obviously, to carry the car, which weighs about 150 kilo over the distance with the terrain, I was quite pleased with the 5.5 hours. And naturally, the team were tired. But yeah, really good consensus from everybody on the team.
And I think it's because of the reason that you were doing it as well. I bet that made it kind of easier to push on, knowing that you were raising money for St Benedict's Hospice in the name of Chris.
I mean, we were obviously going through quite a tough period for 5.5 hours, and at some points of that, we were in pain. Obviously, the team's got aches and pains today, but we'd done 5.5 hours. You know, the people in the hospice and the people that need the hospice care, it's significant for them. So we hope that this kind of goes some way to making something a little bit easier. I mean, as things stand, I think we've raised £1,635 with gift aid just on Just Giving. Public support yesterday with the buckets was really good, and we had tins and buckets out in local shops as well. So I think we're probably nearer the £2,500 mark all in, so really good result.
And if anyone's listening right now and thinks, right, they'd love to get involved and donate, is there a page set up that they can go to?
Yeah, the Just Giving pages are still live. It would be really good to get a bit more support and really kind of push that. Our handles for Facebook and TikTok is at Evolution Gym 24, and all the links are on there for the Just Giving. There's pictures of the event. There's videos which were live yesterday showing it all in real time. So yeah, just any kind of thumbs up and monetary donations is really well appreciated.
And it must have been quite emotional, I imagine, when you completed the challenge. As a team, how did you all feel when you completed the whole thing?
Absolutely pleased to be able to put the car down for the final point. As we turned into New Bottle Street, which is the high street in Houghton, there was a lot of support from locals in the community, and that was really good to see. It was spurred the last few metres on, and it also showed some appreciation and again got some of the donations up as well. So I'd like to say thank you to everybody that kind of turned out, bipped the horn, donated online or supported us in any other way. We've got quite a lot of support from local businesses as well. So CF Recovery kind of transported the car down to there for us. And we've got some cover from ED Medical, voluntary bike escort team kind of give us some safety cover as well. So the full community kind of came together and chipped in and made the fundraiser as good as it was and as safe as it was.
Well, I think you've done absolutely incredible, and what a beautiful thing to do for Chris, and obviously raising money for other people, so you know it can help anyone at the hospice as well at St Benedict's in Sunderland. Honestly, you know, thought that you were able to come on the show. We always do a bit on the show called Kelly's Heroes, and you and the team are definitely that. And I just hope if anyone's listening right now and wants to donate and get involved, like you said, there is still time. Do you want to remind us one more time what your Just Giving page is?
Yeah, so you can get any of the links through any of our socials, which is Evolution Gym 24 on any of the socials, with the exception of Instagram. There's a dot in the Instagram bit between Gym and 24.
Oh, well, thank you.
Through to all of our ways to donate.
Thank you so very much for coming on the show. That's Mickey Donkin, one of the lads who carried that car all that way, which is amazing. Particularly, like, you know, everyone's got different, you know, some people are stronger than others and all that. Being able to do that and raise the money for their friend Chris that they lost is just absolutely wonderful. And he's definitely, and the team, one of my Kelly's heroes today.
The Sound.